Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Okamiden. In the last episode, we started Hana Valley, and we're going to hopefully finish Hana Valley in this video. We got pretty far last time. We got ourselves a new brush technique named Bloom, which is pretty handy and stuff, but for now we need to build bridges. And we build bridges by slashing pillars. Seems kind of obvious, I guess. So yeah, slash them, they'll conveniently fall down and perfectly able to form a bridge. I mean, you know, they couldn't fall to the side or just, no, everything has to fall perfectly because that's how video games work and stuff and things. Anyway, I kind of examined that a little too early. I think you're supposed to check the bloom first. I think the game assumes that you're going to try to bloom it before you examine it, but needless to say, we cannot bloom that thing, even though it looks like something you can bloom. And that is because it's something we can bloom, but just not right now. You'll see what I mean in like 2 minutes. Now that I said 2 minutes, it's probably going to be like 4 minutes, and I'll just be completely wrong. Anyway, here I make a little bit of a boo-boo, not realizing that we can't exactly break this pillar. Why? Well, because it's missing a part to it. Whoops, I'm kind of an idiot, but that's okay. As you can see, I don't see why that wouldn't be a bad bridge. I mean, well, I guess probably that thin part would probably break and you'd die. I don't think this whole pillar thing works in general. You can't even see where you're drawing, really, because it's against a black background. In fact, I even screwed that up. Come on. Let's see if I can actually get this right here. Yeah, you can kind of see there, but like this whole section right here, you can't even see that at all. That's just kind of silly. Background choices maybe shouldn't be black when your ink is black. Maybe they should have made his ink red. I don't think there'd be any point in the game where red ink would be a bad thing. Or light blue. Or freaking macaroni and cheese Crayola color. I don't know. Which, by the way, that was the best crayon of all time. Just saying. No, obviously there's differences. Obviously people have their favorite Crayola crayon. We're not going to get into this conversation in the middle of Okamiden. Anyway, we got ourselves a 2 health little... What are those things again? I know they're like... I'm very not familiar with Japanese food. I know it's one of those, like, it's one of those rices. I don't know if it's like supposed to be a rice ball or what the heck the things are called. I know someone in the comments is going to be like, dude, it's called blah 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 blah. And I'm gonna be like, well, shit, I'm stupid. And then we'll just all move on. But we got 2 of the things that give us health back. That's all that matters. In fact, it probably even said on the video, and I don't pay attention to details because I'm an idiot like that. But now that basically whenever that thing around, that thing basically makes plants come to life, and then we can bloom them even more back to life. And then for some reason, blooming those plants lowers the spikes that are in the water, and that doesn't make any bit of sense. But yeah, that's basically the whole gist of what they do here. And you should have just enough, especially if you use the pots around to get ink, to get this done without running out of ink. Which, as you can see, we just completely ran out of ink right now. Which, I mean, there's a pot right there, so we should be able to recover it back. But that's what happens when you run out of ink. I think it's the first time I've shown it. You lose all your stripes, you become a white dog, and that's it. And as you can see, we sort of spit into pots instead of using a reflector. And that's what it's called, a reflector. I forget who left it in the comments last time, and my apologies for forgetting your name, but thanks for reminding me that it is called a reflector. Other thing I probably should correct is they are demon bones, not fangs. I've been wrong about that the entire time. It's fangs. I think it's fangs, scales, livers is how it goes, actually. So... yay for me for not knowing what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, you have to push this thing in here, which is kind of annoying. And this will lower the water level without having you need to use Kuni. And it'll also make this little thing sprout to life. Little dimpy little thing. But let's go ahead and do the obvious and bloom it. So, that's supposed to be a Guardian Sapling. That's not anything like the Guardian Sapling we saw back in Shinshu Field. Kind of a bit of a dimpy one. But if you bloom it, nothing happens. That's exciting. Well, what we really need is, well, you saw the wall thing last time. We need ourselves some sun, because this game, well, unlike Okami where they actually have a day-night system, this game does not have a day-night system. So, it makes you use sunlight for more practical, sunlight in that game was mostly to make it daytime whenever you wanted to. In this game, they actually have to give it actual uses, so you'll see us use sunlight a lot for random reasons like this instead. Although, you don't actually use sunlight that much, to be honest. And the whole moon one, that's one of the ones that they got rid of. There's like 3 or 4 brush skills that got eliminated, and most of them I really don't give a shit about, like moon. Okay, I don't really care about the moon, that was kind of a silly one to begin with. And, I guess I won't spoil what the other ones are that were eliminated. There was a couple that I was really, really disappointed weren't in this game, because they were awesome. But given, the whole limitations of the DS, I'm not surprised that they weren't in the game. But yeah, for the most part, all the best ones are here, so don't have to worry about that too much. Anyway, time for yet another fight. I guess since this is the first fight of the video, I'll just keep this one in. In general, in the future, I might start cutting out these fights. There might be a few fights I cut out that are mandatory, because, well, there's only so many times you can see green imps get killed without it being boring as heck. There's really no reason to be watching these ones, I suppose. Whoa! Watch it, buddy. Watch it. Do not want... You're like that character from Super Paper Mario named Watch It. Anyway, we're just gonna beat up these guys. We've seen how to fight these guys before, nothing too special. But I don't think you really see these guys that much outside of this area, though. So this might be one of the last times we fight a Bone Clam in a while. Now, it's not the last time. They'll show up, but it's gonna be one of the last times we fight him in a while here. But as usual, slash him when he's about to die, and you'll get yourself a demon bone. It looks like a sword. It doesn't look like a bone at all. It looks like a sword. Whatever. Lie to me, game. Lie to me. But I think there will be some fights in the future I do cut out, just to save time. The next section especially is kind of long, and all the fights are just completely, like, you know, more green imps and red imps pretty much. So I might do a little bit of extra cutting out battles. For the most part, especially in these dungeons, I probably won't. I'm going to be very liberal. It's going to really depend on how much time these things are. Like, if it's, like, not taking up that much, then I probably won't skip it. But if it does, well, who knows. But usually when there's a yes-no thing, that means there's going to be something exciting happening. And then, Kuni, you are a very comfy landing. It's kind of another running gag, is the support character tends to be the cushion for Chibi. Because, you know, that's just what happened. Kuni's just like, ow! And that would hurt. How did he fall off Chibi anyway? I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense how he got below Chibi. But guys, well, Isun talked about last time about how there's a giant frog who's eating Guardian Sapling fruit, trying to take over the valley, and this is him. Welcome to your first boss fight, guys, Master Anura. And let me tell you, these boss fights in this game are awesome. I do love them a lot. Of course, we have to go through the whole cutscene first. But yeah, giant, ugly-ass frog with an eye patch, which is kind of badass. Like, come on, it's a frog with an eye patch. That's just really cool. Anyway, Kuni is obviously very nervous and scared. This is a really nice growth moment for Kuni, actually, this whole Hana Valley thing. Because, well, you learn something important, and something you guys probably guessed a while ago, and that's that, well, he's going to reveal it in just a little bit. Because Kuni, being the giant coward he is, decides to run away. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get ahead of it, because, once again, the cutscene takes longer than I think it does. But yeah, here he goes. Bye, Kuni, you jerk. We're in the middle of a boss fight and you just run away, but that's because he actually isn't Susanoo's real son. So only a descendant of Nagi or someone with great power can defeat Master Anura, and unfortunately Kuni doesn't have that power because he's not Susanoo's son. So basically we're left to fight him on our own because Kuni is a douchebag and a coward, and that's rather unfortunate. But let's get started with the fight. So basically all you need to do really for now is just smack him as many times as you can. Most of the boss fights in this game they'll be like phases basically, where you damage them for a while, something will happen that'll allow you to do massive damage, and then after that, after you do the massive damage, you'll move on to, you know, just smacking him again until that next phase. You'll see what happens when it actually happens. But the point is, if you manage to fail that massive damage, you'll actually heal his health back up to where you started. So basically, you're mostly doing damage via these three ways. If you fail doing that, then you have to smack him until he does it again. And there we go. So, just gonna smack it, and as you can see, his belly button's all glowy glowy. So what we need to do is literally cut his belly button, which is kind of an odd way of fighting him. But yeah, you know, belly buttons, better than other conventional weaknesses. I mean, usually the weaknesses are their eyes, or their nose, or their mouth. But nope, this time your weakness is your belly button. That's cool, that's cool. Anyways, so after he spits out the fruit, a cutscene will happen. Kuni's back, that's right. Instead he's going to be fighting us from over there, because this is a fight that actually makes a lot of use out of the guidance skill. So, Power Slash already coming into play with slashing his belly button. The guidance skill is going to come into play now, because we actually need to use Kuni to take this fruit over to a certain location in order to do the massive damage to him that I mentioned before. If you fail to do so and he swallows the fruit, he'll regain all his health back to full, and he'll have to start the whole phase over again. So that's how this fight works. You slash him for a bit, he jumps up in the air, you slash his belly button, he gets the fruit out, you guide Kuni to the fruit, and the fruit, you guide Kuni to the fruit, and then the fruit to someplace else, and then you rinse and repeat. If that makes any sort of sense. I don't know. The thing is, though, Master Anura will try to attack Kuni while he's carrying the fruit, so that's another use of the Power Slash. Power Slash is generally the best way to disrupt enemy attacks. Also, interesting for the plot here, if you saw Isan's sign at the very beginning of the episode, which is the reason why I cut there, only someone with Nagi's bloodline can carry the Guardian Sapling fruits, or basically someone of great mystical power. And apparently Kuni, even though he's not the descendant of Susanoo, he's apparently a very interesting character, because he apparently has some hidden power, and that's actually going to be a focus of this game, is who is Kuni? Who is this Kuni guy? Why does he have this power? He's obviously, I mean, he was adopted by Susanoo, so he's not his son. I mean, come on, it's been 9 months after. You don't get a boy that big within 9 months. Anyway, so once you see him swinging the tongue, just give him a Power Slash. That'll interrupt his attack, and that'll make sure Kuni has enough time to get over here. As you can see, a massive amount of damage done to him right there. That's about a third of his health. So it's gonna be about 3 phases of us having to do that, basically. Anyways, so he's gonna add an extra attack to his arsenal. As you can see, what he usually does is just suck you in. Try to attack you with his tongue as well, so be careful about his tongue. And then mostly just try to crush you with his cheek fat, which is just weird, I suppose. But the basic strategy is hit him until he does his little roar. You can usually tell when he's about to smack you, or well, I guess not. But make sure you either dodge to the side, or I like to jump backwards. You can usually jump out of his range and then turn around, slash him in midair, and do some additional damage to him. So it's generally how I like to fight him. As you can see, just keep smacking him, jump, and then slash a few times. I mean, as long as you get the pattern down, he's not too hard to dodge. If you take a few hits, though, don't worry. You do want to get perfect ratings on these boss fights, because they do give a ton of yen if you do. But they're generally pretty lenient with the damage score and the time score, so if you take a bit of time, it's not that big of a deal. Also, by the way, you can slash his belly button as he's coming out of the water. So if you get the timing done right on pressing R or L, you can actually kill him without him having to go up in the air. So might as well do that if you can. Anyway, that's phase 2. Let's go ahead and bring Kuni back to the fruit, and we'll continue this boss fight as usual. I just like to keep smacking him because I do feel like it distracts him, but usually you do have to use the Power Slash at some point. Although this one he's not activating quickly enough, so yeah. If you are low on ink, by the way, attack the frogs. They're there to give you more ink so you can actually fight him. All the bosses will also give ink as you attack him, though. Also, I guess you can apparently pop his cheeks. I didn't actually even notice that before. Hey, don't try to crush me with your chin fat. That's really rude. Ow! Use your tongue. That's... Oh, okay, now I got hit by a little frog. That's just pathetic. But yeah, interesting boss. I do love just... I don't know, the combat in this game, like, it's not that difficult. It's a very easy game. But just, like, the different movements Chibi does and just the music and everything, it just creates such an epic atmosphere without it needing to be difficult at the same time, which is, I think, is cool. I mean, the game in itself is actually pretty easy overall. Although there are a few boss fights that are a little tricky. But in general, it's not too bad. Anyway, this is where Bloom comes into play. Basically, in his third phase, he'll have a little thing covering his belly button, so you're going to need to bloom it off of him. Figures you have to use Bloom at some point, and then on the way back down, you slash his belly button one more time, and he'll spit out the final fruit. As you can see, his health is pretty low at this point. So right now, what we need to do is basically get the fruit there one more time, and the boss fight will be done. So as you can see, that's pretty far this time for you to walk, and oops, kind of screw up there. So bring Kuni over here. We're definitely going to do some power slashing though, but we have we have 2 power slashes basically with our remaining ink, so there should be no problem. Make sure you keep yourself about full ink though while you're fighting him. That's why you don't want to use power slashes during the fight, because you want to have enough ink to do 2 guidances and at least 2 power slashes just in case. So as you can see, I probably want to do another power slash here. Although the frogs do spawn, so you can, if you're lucky enough, get more ink from doing that. But that is the fight. I actually managed to end it with full ink. That's pretty funny. So there we go. All the fruit is gone. He's been defeated. We win. I don't know, there's not like some epic boss explosion in this one, which is a little disappointing, I suppose. But they tend to just kill them in cutscenes afterwards as opposed to during the fight. But yeah, there we go. And what is this? We saw this guy at the very beginning of the game, didn't we? Who is this thing? And he just sucked up the soul of the thing. Kind of weird, but we got ourselves the mirror back. In case you're wondering plot-wise, those 4 shadows that came out from the monument at the beginning of the game, Master Anura is one of them. So, just to clarify the plot, I guess. We just defeated one of the shadows. There's obviously 3 more out there, though, so this game ain't anywhere near close to over. Anyway, and that's only the first part of the game. There's more stuff after we get all those things, too. It's kind of a long game. I kind of do expect this to be on the longest LP, but here we go. Just like Okamiden has the epic wolf howl at the end of every fight, which is just so epic. Like, I have goosebumps right now. Just freaking epic. But that's it for Hana Valley, guys. We managed to finish it off. Did pretty well. It went pretty well. So, yeah, we got ourselves 2,000 yen. That's all fine and dandy. That's a good amount of yen to get. We won't need to make any major purchases for quite a while. So, but when we do, it's gonna be about 30,000 yen, I think. So it's good to get as much as you can now. Treasures are gonna help a lot. The antiques are gonna help a lot for doing that. But here we go, guys. We can bloom the Guardian Sapling, and this is our first great divine intervention, where the power of the Guardian Sapling cleanses the land of evil. So Hana Valley, we have saved Hana Valley. It has once again been purified. So far, guys, so far so good. Well, this is what, episode 6? We've already saved part of the world. Not bad. Not bad at all, guys. But like I said, this game is far from over. We'll be seeing plenty more of these great divine inventions, of course. So, yep, there we go. Hana Valley has been saved. Just a couple of things I want to do before we end the episode. I'm going to quickly just go back through Hana Valley and get all the trees that I didn't get last time. Kind of a bit, I guess, it's not really that important. You don't need that much praise, but just for thoroughness, I'll just go back and grab the few trees that I didn't get before, just to make sure. And then we'll actually end the episode with that. Anyway, so there's a path down here now. This will just lead us back to the beginning. It's just a nice little shortcut back to the beginning, which is nice. It would kind of suck. They don't usually make you backtrack through the dungeon, like, ever. I don't think any dungeon does that. Usually, there'll just either be a cutscene that leads you out, or they'll leave a shortcut like this to let you get back manually. So yeah, we're back in here. I know there's a few trees over here, so I'm going to quickly go pick them up over here. I believe there's just 3 of them here, or something like that, in this area. Okay, there's one here, so we'll quickly grab this one. So yeah. Maybe in the future I'll speed through getting these trees, because it is kind of a bit long and boring. I know there's a ton of them in Kamiki Village. But they don't take that long overall, I don't think. I know there's the 3 trees here. I should probably check and see if there's anything else. Yeah, there's a 4th tree, so there is more over here. Okay, probably should be checking to see how many there are. Is there any more? Okay, there's a 5th one. I mean, that's a very little praise, but if you get all the trees, it does add up eventually. You do have more than enough praise in the game where you're not going to need any extra. But is there any over here? I don't think there is any over here. I think we're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay. So basically, I'm just gonna quickly refill my ink. I mean, you do have enough praise with the game where I don't think you even need to get a single trees to get max praise. Because at some point, you know, you keep getting praise, but you don't level up anymore. But you know, it lets you get there faster. So why not? And in case you miss something, I think you probably have enough. Like you probably have like about 2 levels worth extra. But we did level up from getting the trees. So we now have 4 ink pots, which is nice. Generally, how it goes is you're gonna get a solar unit, and then an ink pot, and then you might occasionally also get a solar unit and an ink pot together. So that's generally how level up works. But that's good. Once you get enough ink pots, I mean, that's good. That'll be good because then ink won't be so much of a worry. One last thing left though. There is still this cursed zone. Now that we have bloom though, we can actually bloom the cursed zone. That's how you get rid of them. And that's gonna be where we find the final treasure. The final pottery item that we had in that list that we got all of yesterday. Or not yesterday, a few days ago when we did the last part. I meant to say last part, not yesterday. But yeah, that'll be the second one that we missed. And quickly get this tree. And well, then we could actually return them. I guess we'll return them to next episode because I know there's gonna be a cutscene after this that's gonna take us back to Kamiki Village. But there we go, pottery list complete from the Nameless Man. Dude, you should get a name. I hear they're all the rage these days. Probably a good idea. Just saying. But here we go, guys. Hana Valley's done. Not too bad. Just quickly take a little cutscene at the end here, and we'll finish off the episode. And then there will be more. There, of course, will be more. We have to return the mirror. So, what kind of crazy plot twist will we get out here? Let's find out. So, Susanoo has been holding up the door the whole time because he is a badass. I mean, that's just He must be tired. If that's supposed to wait, if you're supposed to need 10 men to lift that thing, he's been holding it up for 2 episodes now. He's been holding it up for 3 days. Well, okay, it's probably only about a couple hours in game. But yeah, just touching father and son moment. Even though now you know that Kuni is not Susanoo's real son, it's still a touching moment. How much Susanoo really does care for Kuni, even though he's just an adopted son, just shows how freaking awesome Susanoo is. But as you can see, epic plot twist. That's not really that epic. The mirror's actually broken. So guys, what are we going to do with the broken mirror? Last time, we have apparently failed in our mission to rescue the girl's mirror intact. Will we ever be able to face her ever again? Actually, wow, the text just said that right while I said that. I did not intend it to go like that. That's pretty funny. Well, we're going to find out next time, guys. So, we'll meet you guys back at Kamiki Village next time, where stuff and things are going to happen. And, well, we're going to actually start working our way to leave Shinshu revealed and go to some new areas. So, there's actually a lot to do before then. So, we'll start all the craziness next time. So this is LuckySevenDX signing out. Stay tuned for more Okamiden, guys. First boss has been done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. More epicness will, of course, be coming soon.